Coach Brennan, overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. Kosteka's always a handful. There's not much you can do to stop him. But I thought it was just an overall, good team effort. They made a run in the second half, and we sort of, answered that a little bit, which I thought was crucial for that team.
How difficult was it to kind of just play against that zone and figure it out with the way that they extend and throw different guys? Trying to identify it. What the heck is that thing?
Yeah, well, they practice it, every day. They've played however 25 games, second year doing it, so they've seen every, offense, your man offense, your zone offense, this, that. So I thought our guys did a good job. It wasn't pretty, but they were at least patient, and they tried to move the ball around. We got decent enough looks. But, as always, you got a guy like Saeed, who, once you get him the ball, he can get you something, pretty good. So that's sort of the key.
Another stat stuffing day for Saeed. Just how do you kind of size up the year that he's been able to put together?
Yeah, well, going in that he's one of the better players in the league and all that kind of stuff. But for him to just continue to do it night after night, and everyone's keying on him, and they, all kinds of different looks. So it doesn't matter. Hedge the ball screen, go under, switch, zone, all this stuff. He always, he just plays and he shares the ball and he competes regardless of what teams do on both ends of the court too. I mean, he just does so much for us defensively too and rebounding. So obviously, you just can't say enough about what he does.
Like things like they typically do against Loyola just seem to get a little wild, bunch of calls, whatnot. How impressed were you with the team's composure as far as those late possessions, getting the ball to Saeed, showing that patience, and finishing the game?
Yeah, well, again, it's just being in those situations. It's Connor, obviously getting more comfortable, throwing the ball long, throwing it, figuring out who his targets are. Jameer understanding that we need him to go back and get the ball because his foul shooting. Is always available. So it's just, just being in those positions and doing it and having those experiences. So we're fortunate to, be in that situation. They're pressing and fouling and that kind of thing. So.
Coach, statistically, YY didn't have the most amazing game, but he was so consistent the whole game. He made that really incredible block at the end. Can you speak on his performance?
No, it's great. I mean, if being where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do was a stat, he'd be perfect. He just gives so much energy, and he puts, he makes teams score over him. He does all the hard work so other guys can get in there and get the rebounds. So he's playing like an upperclassman, which is what he is. But his effort is off the charts.
Can you talk a little bit about just how lethal Loyola can be now? Now that they have Adama back, Spencer back, especially in the offensive end.
Yeah, well, I think it's sort of the same as us. Same things that I've been saying all year with like Connor and Jacob and Ben and everything. Just getting comfortable, and getting, understanding where to be when the shots are coming, the drives are coming. So once those guys get that, it's trouble. So hopefully it won't happen anytime soon. But it's happening. I'm watching it on tape. I mean, Adama's just been back for a few games, and he just grows and grows and grows, and his game. I mean, it's like he just keeps doing more, getting more comfortable, knowing where his drives are. So once he gets comfortable, they're going to be really good. They are really good already.
First couple times that they went to the two big lineup with Aldama and DK, you went with two bigs yourself. Late in the game, kind of went back to your standard lineup. Just explain kind of the thinking behind either going big or not going quite as big.
Yeah, well, between Josh, Marvin, and Jesse, it's like, I can put one of them in at forward. So I went with Josh. He just has good instincts, and offensively and defensively. So he hadn't had a lot of reps. So what I was, very happy with what he was able to do in the short time he was in there. And it encourages me to sort of do more of that. And they've all been working, so it was just his time tonight, and he made the most of it. So.
Coach, do you have a handle on how do you get a review when you don't have a timeout? It just seems like sometimes coaches that don't have timeout to ask for a review, whether it's legitimate or not legitimate. Do you think there should be more of a guideline to that?
No, I mean, I think the refs did, do a good job. I mean, obviously it was Loyola tonight, asking for it, but I know that I'd probably be asking for it too. But I think that unless they really have a good look, it's always makes sense to do it because they can. Just make sure they get the call right. So I understand that. So.
How much are you gonna miss Kosteka if you don't have to play him again?
Yeah, no, what a player, man. What a player. He's much like Saeed, he does everything. Obviously the points are there, but he's such a terrific individual player. Has so many different weapons, and they do such good stuff to help him get open drives and shots. And he's been a monster his whole career. So hopefully we don't see him again.
It seems like you guys last game focused on transitions. I heard you talk a lot in the huddle, continuing harping on transitions. What's not clicking on that end for you guys?
Just run back. it's not too difficult. So, but the guys are working hard. It's not at this point in the season, it's you have to, whatever it is that you're bad at, you have to work on transitions, just sprinting back. So it's not like you can do an hour of just sprints. So, but again, it's a young team, a new team, or a lot of new guys out there. So they'll get it.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.